Hey y'all, it's Umi Genevieve, laced in space, constellations on LSD. Thanks for tuning in. You could have been anywhere else and you decided to be here with me. So I always want to show gratitude. I always want to show appreciation. I always want to let my peoples know that I'm glad you're rocking out here with me. Thank you for joining me today, tonight, wherever you are. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So today I wanted to make a quick video about autoimmune diseases and how they're connected to Saturn. Now, Mars is connected to the head, the brain, and all our neurological spaces. Mars is exalted in Capricorn, Saturn. Saturn is fall in Aries, an energy that's connected to Mars. So there's correlation with a lot of neurological spaces and where issues can come from there, especially with people who have Saturn dominance, Libra, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Mars dominance. And also Capricorn risings, Aquarius risings, Libra risings are very susceptible to this as well. Now, if you wanted to define Saturn in Aries, it would literally be a restriction on self, bringing huge stressors to self, an attack of self. And what are autoimmune diseases? When your immune system attacks itself, its own body, its healthy cells. So you're having an attack on your own body. You're attacking yourself when you have an autoimmune disease. Your body cannot sustain certain types of illnesses. So when I look at this, I think of, wow, Saturn dominance can come into the world naturally feeling this way. And I also wanted to bring into what Saturn is. It's a depressant. And while if we do a lot of research, they'll say that there's no known causes to why someone would get an autoimmune disease. And I started to do way more research, and I already knew that Saturn is a depressant. So I started to think about it a little bit more closely. And then I came together with how postpartum depression, prenatal depression in these spaces can bring on types of autoimmune diseases. There's actually been some studies where mothers who suffer huge stressors, chronic pain, let it be emotionally or physically through pregnancies, can bring on these types of issues in their children's lives. Naturally, and what I've seen in sessions consistently, many mothers who struggle with postpartum depression or depression around pregnancy, sadness, loneliness, lack of social support, usually procreate Saturn-dominant children, Libra-dominant children, Aquarius-dominant children, Capricorn-dominant children. So you just got to be conscious of how it's already building Saturn, this energy of restriction of self, restriction of self-expression. Remember, Saturn and Sun are enemies. That's why Saturn in Aries is a detrimental placement. I also wanted to be connected to how a lot of these autoimmune diseases are an attack on the nerve cells, the muscles, the energies that are supposed to protect our nerves, the covering. Like rheumatoid arthritis, those types of bases there, where it's an attack on our bones, our muscles, our joints. You'll find a lot of that chronic pain with a lot of autoimmune diseases, where your body is attacking itself. You're almost in a space where you are disassociating with your body, which was what depression can many times do to you and operate these neurological issues. Even when you have Saturn dominance in your children, which opens up that postpartum experience, these mothers can be very avoidant during pregnancy, even avoidant in the child's life and their upbringing when they have Saturn dominance. Now, since the child's already coming into the world where their biggest nurturer, their biggest covering is avoidant, detached, unavailable, this now makes them have a very depleted neurological immune system. Now, of course, we're going to need way more studies for this to really push through, but these are things that scientists are already diving into. And maybe you guys who are watching this video, who do suffer from any autoimmune diseases, can see if you have Mars, Aries, first house dominance, or Saturn, Libra, Aquarius, and Capricorn. And also look at the experience of your mother and how she took in this pregnancy and how it could have been very overwhelming. You also find that since Saturn's already a depressant, a lot of immune diseases can bring on this very depressed, restrictive, constrictive feeling. Especially since I can't even feel comfortable in my own body, Saturn fall in Aries. So those of you who have Saturn dominance in your chart, check to see your lineage story. Check to see if there is a basis of, in your lineage, autoimmune diseases, issues where there's a disassociation with self, or depression. And the mothers who do have children who are suffering from these types of issues, check to see if you have those placements as well. And see how throughout the pregnancy, if these feelings were coming about, this disassociation. Now again, always give yourself grace. Don't beat yourself up. The more we know, the better we do. But this was actually a response to one of the comments when I was doing like the different types of diseases and illnesses or body disformities that can come with signs. They wanted to attach how Saturn is connected to autoimmune diseases and neurological issues. And we already know the brain is how everything flows. So once this starts to become impacted, all these other spaces become sensitive, easily triggered. And Saturn is a natural malefic. So already this is a stressor in the chart. And Saturn's like a Benjamin Button placement. It makes you feel like you're younger, older when you're younger. Your body feels older, which is what some people can feel with autoimmune diseases. They're like an old person's body. Sensitive to everything, their joints hurt, that kind of basis there. So already there's a Saturn connection, and Saturn is a depressant. So this can open up, was there any form of heavy depression, emotional restriction, emotional unavailability that was going on within the pregnancy? As science prevails, science progresses, we'll find more on this base. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for joining me on this session, joining me on this video. So appreciative. So appreciative. Sorry, the screen went out. So appreciative, all of you. And I see you guys on the other side. Love is love.